We fixing to make this town real smoking.
For those of you who are unaware, today marks the beginning of Esports World Cup for Tekken 8. It's currently taking place at an event called DreamHack, located in Dallas. This tournament, for its small number of players, about 400, that's like 1,200 less than Combo Breaker, the competition here is more stacked. It's more focused. Just to give you an idea of the level of competition here is a single screenshot that was posted to Twitter. You have Arsenal, K-Swiss, Pena, Take, Knee, Victimo, Hayes, Nobi, Super Kuma, Infested, Pokechop, Arsenal, Ao Richie, Farzine, Saint. So many more players was here. Atif, AK, so many great names. Joe Crush, Anakin. This tournament was unbelievably stacked. Day 1 has just concluded, but before it got to that point, there was major chaos. Major. What happened is so heartbreaking. About, I want to say like 7 hours into the day, we're in top 64 winners. All the players are really like putting their best efforts out. You have on the stage JDCR, he's going up against AK. AK is coming off a very high win. Showed up at Combo Breaker, took the whole thing. Everyone celebrated all across Twitter. It was a fantastic moment. Players really wanted to see AK perform and how he can ride off that momentum. And this match here, going up against JDCR, one of the greats, need no introduction. This was a highly anticipated match. And it was very, very close. Both fighters got around. Both fighters at the very end got 2 rounds apiece. It was a nail biter. And then JDCR got the upper hand and got a very sweet combo. But right before he was able to end, this happened.
That's going to catch him out of the air.
You're in the air.
Not dead, but this situation is not looking good for AK. Heat dash.
Andrew at the wall. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It says player 2. I'm not sure who that was. But if so,
what just happened?
I'm not sure. Maybe hit the home button out of like playing anxious. Look at JD though. Even JD's like, come on, man. He's like, how stressful this is.
In the most shocking moment in recent Tekken history, a controller connected to the player 2 PS5 and it interrupted the match. Now, let me say here at the very start, because a lot of people was accusing of AK of doing this, and I do not think AK will do this at all. But to prove that to people who are disbelievers, we had a similar situation happen with the Joe Crush and Farzine match. When they were starting up the second match, Joe Crush had a little bit of an issue with his wire or something like that. It was getting disconnected from the PS5, and before the match started, you can see that the game notified. It says PlayStation 2, press start on the controller. DualSense wireless controller disconnected. So it tells us that the controller disconnected. So this is the game here saying that player 2, your controller is disconnected, replug it in. Now when we go back to the AK situation, this does not happen. It does not say anyone is disconnecting their controllers. It only shows that a new controller has entered the fray. As you can see, player 1 is logged on to GG. Player 2 is logged on to player 2. There is a third controller that has entered the fray, and the PS5 is asking that controller, who are you? I just want to specify that because I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, AK did this, AK did this. Because, I mean, to be fair, the way that it stopped, just the moment it did, it could seem like it was nefarious. JDCR, he looked like he's about to do the final hit, maybe a shoulder while rising 2, I don't know, the input, and seal the deal. And then AK was like, let me sneak it. But that's not what happened. I just want to specify that is not what happened, because that is a very strong accusation, and I understand why players feel that way, because the outcome of this match is horrible. After about, I would say like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes of downtime, you have multiple tournament organizers go up on stage, talking to both players, trying to figure out what's going on. And I think they eventually find out that, neither one of the players are at fault. There's just a third controller somewhere off in the distance who's connecting to the game. I also want to say this. I don't think the third controller is being nefarious. Some people were saying that, oh, AK. Bro, it was the most wildest theories being thrown out. I don't know why people think it's like, yes, he was about to lose, but I don't think he's having someone in the crowd turn on the PS5 controller to interrupt the match. I think it's simply someone who's playing another match in pools or whatever, and they're trying to turn on their controller to activate, but they didn't properly disconnect from this one. I think it came at the worst time ever. It completely interrupted this match, and it not only did that, but it threw off JDCR completely. Look at JDCR here, hands on his face. He is so upset, so heartbroken, right? Like I said, there was about 20 minutes of downtime while they figured everything out. Now, before they started the next match, as you can see here, and I thought this was very interesting, AK was sitting there moving his controller the whole entire time. He's paying attention to the monitor. As you can tell, he's locking eyes with the monitor. He's moving his stick around. You can tell he's trying to refocus himself. The Cosmos gave him a second opportunity, and you can see that he's really trying to make the most of it. Now, if you look at the flip side of it, JDCR is still very much off his game. His eyesight is all over the place. He's looking at the monitor up above. He's looking at the crowd. He's glancing at the screen. He's out of it. He's not moving his character. Like I said, 20 minutes of downtime in between, and JDCR is not moving at all. When the match started, I knew exactly what was going to happen. Just going based off the fact that AK was paying attention and JDCR was still thrown off by the whole scenario. The first thing that happened was a low parry, and it was so heartbreaking. From this moment, I felt like I was watching history, but not the good kind of history. Not history like we seen in Combo Breaker, AK winning. We watched a Titan fall off the mountain, and really it was no one to blame but whoever that random idiot is who didn't unplug their controller. JDCR got absolutely cooked because he couldn't focus in, and this it sent shockwaves across Twitter. There's so many tweets. There's probably many more of just players being heartbroken by what JDCR experienced. JDCR even tweeted himself. He says, I don't know. It hurts a bit, but yeah, you can see it's absolutely devastating. This match sent both of these players on two different trajectories. AK continued to be on winner's side. JDCR got put in losers. I think he eventually faced off against Arsenal and Ash, and Arsenal and Ash defeated him. He's out the tournament. On the flip side, AK was able to clutch out the rounds against his next opponents and continue into top 8. Now, there was also something that a lot of players took a huge issue with, and it's the fact that JDCR was like literally 1 or 2 hits away from beating AK. But when the round started, they put AK at full health. And a lot of people also felt this was very unfair. Because if you look at the amount of damage that JDCR did to AK before AK hit him, that would have been enough to kill him in the prior match. But here's the thing, and this is why tournament rules have to be very specific. The rules states that if something like this happens, both players have to start at full health. And this is where I think a situation like this, the tournament, I don't want to blame the tournament, but the tournament has to take responsibility to ensure something like this doesn't happen again. Like when we saw that Mortal Kombat player lose because someone came on stage to coach. Instances like this where players are on and off the stage, the tournament just have to ensure that players are disconnecting from the game so something like this does not happen. Now, the tournament, DreamHack, they took responsibility for this. And if you guys are familiar with the person Alex Jabagley, for those of you who don't know, this is the person who runs the CEO tournament. Now, I don't know if he actually runs DreamHack or if he was just called in to help with the event because, you know, he does his own thing. But he tweeted out after this event, he says, incredibly sorry to everyone for what happened during the JDCR and AK match. Having to replay the final round, I take full responsibility for the external pause that shouldn't have happened. Our whole team will ensure that this doesn't happen again. As I was finishing up editing this video, I checked back on Twitter and I seen the craziest, most heartbreaking update to this whole thing. It's not acceptable. So Alex Jabali tweeted, it says, "Yeah, sorry friends, going private my Twitter for the night. I feel terrible for the end result for JDCR and will help him attend future qualifiers for another chance. But the amount of death threats and crazy things being said to me is pretty horrendous." Now, I commend Alex Jabali for one, previously apologizing for what happened, taking accountability, and now two, he wants to help JDCR go to future events. This is what the FGC is all about. We all make mistakes. Some things is out of our control. Like there's someone else in the reply section who is saying that this is intentional. Like I guess if you go back in the previous section in the match, you can see that there was a controller trying to connect. It says connect this device using a USB cable or register it again. This tweet makes it seem like someone tried to sabotage the game. If that's true, I mean, I guess they did. But regardless of what happened, accident, intentional, sabotage, death threats, and attacking Jabali is not the answer. Accusing AK is not the answer. Do better.